still waiting on the evidence that Hasidic culture is a cult. That is not what I said. For those of you who don't know, I grew up in a Hasidic Jewish cult and left everything when I was 19. Most current day Hasidic groups do function as a cult. I don't include Chabad in that. I can make a whole nother video as to why. However, I want to make it clear that it's not the culture or traditions that makes it a cult. It's the fact that these groups meet the criteria of a cult, and it's the control aspect that makes it a cult. As to the evidence, I've discussed the BITE model a lot, but I've never actually brought up actual criterias within the BITE model. I'm going to do that now. So the BITE model stands for Behavioral, Information, Thought, and Emotional Control. I'm going to go through a few within each category that was practiced within my community. I'm not going to go into depth because there's a lot and I don't feel like there'll be enough time in this video, but if you have any questions, just feel free to comment and let me know so I can expand on that. The next criteria is information control. There's a lot of deception there. They deliberately withhold information. They distort information to make it more acceptable. They don't allow non-cult sources of information, including internet, TV, radio, books. They don't allow you to have access to former members. They control you through cell phones with texting and calls and internet tracking. They compartmentalize information into outsider versus insider, us versus them. The next one is thought control. It instills a lot of black and white thinking, decide good versus evil, or they organize people into us versus them. Again, insiders versus outsiders. They use a lot of loaded language and cliches which constrict the knowledge and stop critical thinking to reduce complexities into simple buzzwords. And they teach a lot of negative thought stopping process, which is like prayers, chanting, singing, denial, rationalization, all kinds of things like that. The last one is emotional control, which I've had the hardest time unlearning. There is so much under this criteria that I connect with, but I only chose like a tiny portion. I would love to make a whole nother video on just emotional control. But under emotional control includes phobia, indoctrination, including irrational fears about leaving the group or questioning the leader's authorities. They tell you that no happiness or fulfillment is even possible outside of the group. There is terrible consequences if you leave, like hell, incurable diseases, accidents, suicide, insanity, reincarnation. So you'll be reincarnated into a whole bunch of different bodies and have a terrible life. They shun those who leave, so you have a big fear of being rejected by friends and families. And they tell you there's never a legitimate reason why people leave. Those who leave, they're weak, they're undisciplined, they're worldly, they're brainwashed, they're seduced by money, sex, drugs, everything. But there's never an actual legitimate reason why they leave. I hope this was enough evidence for you. If it wasn't, leave a comment and I'll give you more evidence, but I think this was pretty good.